On today's History of Politics, we're going to talk about Article 3 of the Constitution. And this deals with the third and last of the co-equal branches of government, the judicial branch. Okay? So here's what it does. Article 3, first of all, it sets the stage for it justifies the judicial branch. And the first thing it says is that all judicial power rests with the Supreme Court and any subservient courts below that Congress makes. So basically, any federal judge, any federal court, it is established in Article 3. That's why they call some people that are in the law profession call federal judges Article 3 judges. Why are they Article 3? Because if they serve on the Supreme Court, that's Article 3, but also Article 3 gives Congress the power to create courts in this land. That's why you have the appellate division. That's why you have the bankruptcy division. That's why you have the district courts. That's why you have the circuit courts. So Article 3 establishes the judicial branch, and that all the courts are subject, all the federal courts are subject to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court is the highest judicial court in the land. Okay? The next thing that it talks about in Article 3 is what constitutes treason. What is treason, you may ask? Well, one of the qualifications is that you have to have two witnesses, two people that would have to accuse a person of treason. I can't just go and call Joe Citizen, accuse him of treason. It would take me and at least one other person to accuse him of treason for it to follow through. But what is treason? Simply put, treason is when you commit acts against your country, whether it be terrorist acts, whether it be financial acts, whether it be insurrection. When you uprise against your government or you lead others to do so. When you take our national security secrets and give them to foreign states, foreign agents. Those are acts of treason. It's a show of disloyalty to your country. That's what treason is. Article 3 defines this definitively. And yes, I'm going to say this. Donald Trump has committed treason more than once. It's a fact. Get over it. It is what it is. When you're not holding the office, you steal boxes of boxes of boxes of boxes. You've got them stored up on a stage in your place. When you've got them packed up in the toilet in your place. It looks like a damn beer warehouse. Oh, so many boxes. With documents that are marked top secret, classified. But wait, you brag on a hot mic that you showed it to an Australian billionaire. That is treason. God knows. First of all, you shouldn't even have that stuff. But God knows who else that you showed this information to, or gave it to, or sold it to. And that's under Article 3. Why? Because the judicial branch is the branch that has to deal with it. So let's define the branches. The first one, which is Article 1, which establishes it, is the legislative branch. This is the branch that creates laws. No one else. The Constitution empowers the legislative branch to make laws. No one else. just the legislative branch. Second is the executive branch. Think of the word executive. The key in executive is execute, meaning that the executive branch executes the laws that the legislative branch created. And finally is the judicial branch, which adjudicates to see if things align with the law. And Article 1 already expressed to us that the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. So your Article 3 judges, when they arbitrate between disputes with states and they involve themselves in federal cases, what they're doing is seeing if things align with the Constitution. That's what it's about. Even these dogs understand that. That's why they're barking. They know that I'm telling the truth. And finally, Article 3 defines the fact, and it's also included in the Fifth Amendment as well, that everybody is entitled to a trial. You can't just be accused and then carted off to jail. I can't go and say Joe Citizen killed somebody and they just cart him to jail for 20 years. You have to have a trial. Every citizen of this country is entitled to a fair trial by their peers. What do we mean by their peers? Fellow citizens, usually local to them. Like if you're in New York, you are guaranteed by the Constitution a trial of people from New York. Even in the federal courts, the jury pool comes out of the state where the federal court sits. So basically, this is a short one today. This is Article 3 of the United States Constitution, which again establishes the third of the co-equal branches of government, the judicial branch. It establishes that Congress can create all the other lower courts, like the bankruptcy court, the tax court, the appeals court, the circuit court, the district courts, just to name a few. It also defines what treason is and how it's justified. And finally, it establishes the fact that every citizen is entitled to a fair trial. If you learned something today from this, by all means, you can comment, but I'll say it as I always do. Keep it clean, keep it respectful. Political discourse is always welcome. But if you start with the name calling or the nonsense, after you get what you give, you're going to get blocked and deleted. Otherwise, like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Indeed.